Everything we do in life is based on growth, although unconsciously, because a lot of times the things that we do, we're not aware of why we do it. Our inner self is helping guide our spiritual evolution. We look at life and we actually get to see, if we're really looking, that there is a massive production going on. All human beings interconnect with one another some way, somehow. We see groups of people mimicking behaviors. We see groups of people dividing themselves into different tribes, or should I say different belief systems. At times warring with one another and warring within themselves. When we look at life and the things that we do, not as mistakes, but instead of stepping stones to help our evolution along, we then learn to make peace with our decisions and who we are. The struggle comes when we get in our way, when we allow the mind to create scenarios or to create excuses for the things that we've done. Instead of allowing the flow, just like a river flows a certain way, and riding with that flow, opening up our hearts to understanding the message that we are being given. I transitioned back in 2003. There was very little information about the whole transgender ordeal. I might have helped shape a lot of the things because I was very active back in the day in trying to help people understand what this whole transsexual thing was. I don't know what else to call it, but a thing, because it has become quite the event in our world, being pushed down people's throats. Parents are being told that if they don't let their children transition, that they might not have a child at all. Although there is no truth into that, and nowhere in history has there ever been such an event as we see it now. Now, one of the things that I've learned is to live and let live. Everyone has to learn their lessons, if you will, on their own time and their own path. Every time we try to interfere in people's lives, we end up either warring with them or creating complications for both parties. So it's important to kind of allow people to be. Like, I see certain groups fighting with other groups, the feminists fighting with the trans groups, and just it's one big to-do, right? Everybody wants their voice heard and their ways to be the front runner way, and people just create conflict amongst each other and themselves. If we learn to coexist and allow everyone's path to unfold without getting in the way, without being a thorn in their side, we might just get out of this craziness that we're in with little catastrophe, if you will. So we have to understand that this is a journey, an individual journey. Although we are all connected, we each have our own instrument to play. We each have to go about our lives the best way we can to help solve the issues, the trauma, the challenges that have been created throughout lifetimes. Because this is not just a lifetime. This is many lifetimes. When we see ourselves in humanity, the place we are now, with the fear of losing our freedoms of speech, our free autonomy of our own bodies, the ability to have a well-developed conscience and spiritual balance, we're in a place in life right now, like a crescendo in an orchestra, where a lot of things are happening. And if we interfere with malice, if we create friction, we might destroy the timeline that we are heading towards. So we can't beat ourselves up for the decisions we made. We have to learn from them. And sharing our experience is one way that we may help others. Not to say that everyone's path is the same. We all have a different timeline to interact in, or things that we have to do to learn our lessons through different challenges. But I believe that by each and every one of us sharing our story, how we feel, and learning to listen to one another, we might be able to get through this. So I want to dive deeper. Not today, obviously. I'm limited in my times. I'm making videos because of my work schedule and things like that. But I like to dive in a little bit deeper into what my journey's been and what I believe I've done what I've done. Obviously, those of you who know me, I've transitioned, detransitioned, transitioned, detransitioned, back and forth, become religious, non-religious, spiritual, non-spiritual, so forth and so on. And it's a dance that my spirit has had to do to learn and grow. And not to say that I know it all, because I don't. I'm still learning with each passing day. I'm a sponge when it comes to wanting to understand my path, my journey. But I believe that everything that happens in our lives is there to teach us something. Some of us will go kicking and screaming and will refuse to listen to the lessons. And we just want to do things our way and don't care to listen to the path of others. We all have different excuses and reasons why we believe what we believe and why we are where we are. And that's okay. It's your life. It's your journey. No one should tell you otherwise. But I do believe that in the end, everything that we do here on this planet is meant to teach us something. Every person that comes to our path is there to help us reflect, to understand things. And sometimes, the lessons are harder than other times, but that's just how life is. Anyway, guys, I've been going on a little more than I wanted to. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys, but remember to always love yourselves too. Bye-bye.